This morning, it just made me feel like I needed to talk about this once and for all. The job market is just not the same as it used to be. It's literally in shambles. The chances of being replaced by a machine, by a work tool, AI, is so high. I just feel like over the years, looking for a job, being at a job, not that it's a bad thing to do. It is important to go to work, make money, take care of your family, take care of your bills. I've made a video before talking about why I don't want to be at a 9 to 5, but mind you, I've worked what it feels like my whole life thus, like, so far. I've been working since I was extremely young. I've had many jobs. I've seen what goes on. I felt what has gone on, and it's just really pushed me to focus on my dreams, especially these days, seeing how the workplace is going. I've been in like the real estate market, and I've even seen people who own homes, and I look at it and I'm like, man, a lot of people are going to work with like so much stress on their shoulders because they not only have bills and they have to eat every day and they have to get to work, like they have to keep that job to keep their house, keep their sanity. Relying on your job is very scary. I've been there where it's like I had to walk away because of things even being said to me. And I know the type of person I am. Like, you're not gonna just say anything to me because you feel like I need this job. I remember I seen a post, but he was like, when you show up to your job, you're literally telling them, hey guys, I need to be here. I have my bills to pay. Like, this is so important to me. Like, obviously when you show up to your job, you're letting your workplace know, you guys, I need you. And sometimes when you let them know that, they will take advantage. You just will start to feel drained. Not too long ago, it was like in the summertime, I noticed that all the Hudson Bay companies are closing down. Like, if you're from Canada, I don't know if it's just in Canada, that Hudson Bay was big. Like, back in the day, you go to a mall and you would see a big portion of the mall is dedicated to the Hudson Bay. Sometimes there wouldn't even be people inside. I would literally only walk into Hudson Bay if I seen that they had like a clearance sign or a sale sign up to 80% off, because the Hudson Bay to me was kind of expensive. But the other day, all of them like closed down. A lot of people's lives changed in that moment. I mean, a lot of them probably left with severance pay, and if they knew that they were going to close down for a while, had a backup plan. To me, that was a lot of people getting laid off and without a job. And I could just imagine even the older people. Sometimes it's harder to even get a job when you're a certain age because a lot of jobs don't want to take on that responsibility of even hiring you full time. And I was looking at that like, man, this is so unfortunate, relying on like a company and your job. And if you've been at the Hudson Bay for like 15 years and you have a 25-year mortgage, the stress of having to still pay that. Like, I'm not disregarding people who pay rent, but because I worked with people with mortgages, it's like I more can relate to that. When I look at that, I'm just like, that is just super crazy. Even the cost of living these days, when people are in their job for so long, like older people, right? It's so hard for them to retire because they have to rely on the couple extra $100 that they will get, opposed to them retiring and not getting that extra money. Like, sometimes people can't retire because they still have a big outstanding amount of years left on their mortgage, and losing that extra $600-700 if they calculate it to retire, they're like, I have to stay in this job. And you're already so much older and you want to have a break, but you literally can't. And then some people, they retire, but they have to go and get a part-time job. So sometimes when you see like older people at jobs, you're like, you know, this is bad that you still have to work, but their expenses got higher and they didn't go away, and their retirement money just couldn't sustain their living. So that's why it's like I believe in following your dreams for the most part, because I feel like even the workplace, it will make you forget about yourself so easily because you're just so accustomed to the work and it becoming like a religious thing. If you don't show up on time, if you don't fulfill the workplace needs, the chances of you getting replaced by somebody or something, especially these days, are so high. It's so important, like even if you are at work, the way you dedicate yourself to a job, you should also dedicate to your dreams and your hobbies, because you can start to lose yourself. I've lost myself just being at work every day. I don't like being on somebody else's time. That drives me insane. I don't mind work, but showing up on somebody else's time when things can just pop up in my life. I remember when I had my first daughter and the school would call me constantly about her and if I can come pick her up. Sometimes I'll be like, can you leave your job right now? Can you figure out something for me? Because I'm at work. I would pack her extra clothes. I would do the most to make sure that they don't call me, but for the slightest things they would call me. So it was just so hard for me to keep up with work. And I just be like, man, some people just don't understand. Like, I know maybe I need to go to her right now, but it was like a constant thing. It would start to mess with my brain, just rushing to her in the midst of work and explaining to my employer, like, I gotta go because I have an issue with school. So many times I would think, oh man, I'm just gonna lose my job. Where you're working and what you have to do to make money, that doesn't have to be a forever thing. I always said, like, even when I do work, I should still find some money and some time to put towards my purpose at all times, because then you could really lose yourself. You can really go into a state of being mentally disturbed. Like, I've been there, so I know that this is possible. There was a point in my life where I was just applying to so many jobs. I would go to so many interviews. It was so annoying. But I was determined to try to get a job. And the amount of times I would not get that position, even having high hopes after an interview, sometimes I'll feel embarrassed. Like, look how I thought I was gonna get this job and it didn't work out. I would start to feel like, man, I really suck this bad. But my resume is so good. Like, I know my potential. I know when I would have a job, this is the thing, I would put so much into it. To me, I was like the best worker. Even if there was another position, I was the best worker. Like, I know I would be so good at what I do. It was to the point where I ended up taking a job. Like, you know, when you work for certain agencies, so they're just like, it was either like a low pay or I didn't even get paid at all when I started. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get in there, and I know me. They're gonna want to hire me because, like, I'm that good. I remember when I started this one job, and it was not too long after, like I said, they hired me. I started working there, and when I tell you, this job taught me so much about just the workplace in general and how it can drain you. I was so happy for the job. At the time, I really did need it. Like, there was so much going on in my life. At the time, I barely even had a place to live. And this is when I talked about not having a place to live long ago in my videos from like years ago. But it was during this time when I got this job. I remember when I first started and I was like happy about the job. I was getting in tune of things, right? I remember this one lady telling me, because me and her would talk a lot because she was like in the desk in front of me, and she was having issues there. And it was with this one lady who, she was the boss of all of us, but she wasn't the owner. And she was just like telling me how she's eventually gonna leave, right? And I'm thinking, like, why? You know, I'm new to it. And she's like, you're gonna see why. But, you know, she didn't really want to tell me anything about anybody, but she would tell me, like, I'm gonna see. After a while, it was just hard for me to even keep up with that job because it was so far away. I remember they would all have an issue with this one lady. With me and the boss, we were cool. After a while, to be honest, like, it was so hard for me to show up on time. It was to the point where I was just like I can't do this every day. Like, sometimes I'll wake up and it'd be frustrating. I just wouldn't be in the mood. I feel like I would just be like depressed a lot and just mentally ill from just being there every day, because I felt like it just wasn't me. At that time, I was doing a lot of music. I was like feeling so torn and heartbroken that I wasn't pouring into my passion, but I'm making money now to be able to pour into it. Long story short, my desk, it would literally be right in front of the owner's office, okay? Whenever I was late, she would see. I don't know, irresponsible. Like, I know. I just could not mentally do it. And that was just for a time. So every time she would call me into her office. I'm like, yeah, this is the day that she's gonna tell me, you know what, you're no longer needed here, you're not on time, and yada yada. She would never call me into the office to fire me or anything. She would talk to me about life. She would tell me about how her working there was her husband's dream and how I shouldn't let that happen to me. Like, I should follow my dreams. She didn't believe that I really wanted to be there. She would think I had so much more potential in me. And I'm thinking, is this her nice way of telling me she doesn't want to be here anymore? But I came to realize that she just liked to talk to me. She would call me in that office so often, you guys. I'd just be like, this is my last day. Like, she's always calling me in, but she just liked to talk to me. She even related to me a lot because a lot of the artwork that was on her walls was from her children, and like we shared that because my daughter is a really great artist. She does animation. She's made a lot of the thumbnails on my channel, and we related on that. But she'd always tell me like this wasn't her dream. Like, she's making a lot of money and it's very sustainable, but she regrets a lot of it. You know, she's just not happy about a lot of it. She would just encourage me a lot. So I had a really good relationship with the owner. But you see, that manager I was telling you about, she would play nice to people, especially me, but she did not like when I wouldn't come to workplace functions. I would be like, yo, certain people live 5-10 minutes away. I can't be at work all day, go to your function, and then take like an hour to drive home all the time. And they would send emails about workplace functions, but she would be irritated when I wouldn't show up or respond to those types of emails. So if it wasn't work, I just didn't care to do it much because I had my kids. I wanted to have a life. I wanted to spend time with just me. Like, if I'm barely even showing up on time, who told you I had time to come after work to your function? So I remember she called me into her office one day and she was just like getting upset about me not coming to the work function. She's like, how I'm supposed to, it's a part of the work culture, and da 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 da. And then she said this one thing to me, and that was it. That was it for me. This lady told me I'm supposed to come because this is how I pay my bills. And then this is the way that she said it. I'm thinking, like, how do you know how I pay my bills? Like, this could be snack money. I could be living a life that you just have no idea about, for you to tell me that I must show up even when it's not work time because this is how I pay my bills. When I tell you, I never went back there. Ever since that time, I just always made sure to put energy into the things that were important to me. I don't want nobody thinking that I need to be on their time for some money. Yes, money is important, but in the long run, you could regret just spending your time in even certain companies, and they can just treat you like garbage, replace you so easily, and then there goes everything. I feel like a lot of the times when I look at how people, like, for example, in my city, because this is where I know, like in Canada, in Toronto, we see that people move so shicey. They move so bad mind. They won't support you. I know certain girls from a long time ago that I used to go to work with, I used to go to school with. They would literally watch my shit and they would never even like anything, share anything. You're annoying. I have called you for certain things, even for your business, to support it, and you can't even return the favor. Because why? A lot of the times people are just threatened by the fact that you know how to take a hold of your life and be who you are and not let a job hold you down. A lot of people are just jealous of the fact that your dreams are so important to you and you're doing things that they want to do, but they just don't even know where to start. The jealousy of people just being mad that you know how to follow your dreams, live a life that they can do it. Like, you can go out there and follow your dreams too, but the fact that you're doing it, they don't want to support you. They don't want to see you succeed before they want to get up and start putting their purpose in action. And it's sickening. A lot of them I watch, I see them, but I'm just like, yo, you're here for engagement. Like, I don't care. Like, at this point, you look like a real goof. When you are passionate about yourself, you will start to realize who is in your corner and who is not, who's supporting you and who's not. When I look at it, I'm just like, yo, whatever you are doing, if you have to do that job, do that job. At the end of the day, you got bills to pay, you got kids to feed, you got a lifestyle to maintain. You just, you need money. But at the same time, find the time to focus on your dreams and on your purpose, because in the long run, it could really help you. And it feels so good to do something every day that you actually want to wake up and do. It's such a drag to get up and do something. Yeah, you're getting the money, but it's mentally destroying you. I rather bank on myself than bank on these corporations to keep my life together when it comes down to it. So much in this world can fail you. Knowing the right people in your life to even help you make certain decisions that don't destroy you is very important. Changing your circle so that you have positivity around you, so that you are encouraged to follow your dreams, is important. Don't forget about yourself if you are in a job. Always try to make time and some money to invest in yourself, because it is better to depend on you than looking at how things are going right now and seeing how quickly things can change, and then it could just make you be in a place where you don't even know what to do. And even if you had your little dream started, and you can probably grow from it. But yeah, I hope that this helps you out. At the end of the day, just stay positive. You know, there's gonna be times where it'll be harder than some. I know it's not as easy to follow your dreams sometimes because life is lifing, and it's hard for you to get out of that job because life is lifing. While you're here, do what you can. Sometimes you have to really, like for me, I have to pray about it. I have to seek God. I have to get in my word, and I have to believe in myself even when people don't. That same job I was talking about, they had me doing multiple things because they wanted me here, there, and there. But did they give me the pay to compensate for it? No. I don't like going to places where it's like I feel like I'm being used and I'm overworked and underpaid. So yeah, follow your dreams, believe in yourself, and make time for your hustle, make time for your dreams, make time for your purpose. I will see you guys in the next one. If you made it this far and you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. Also, make sure to subscribe, especially if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed. Like, what are you waiting for? It helps me out so much, you guys. And if you made it this far in the video, I am very grateful for you. I always say, if you have questions, let me know in the comments down below. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.